But women can't stand to be in the same seat that they put men in over and over again in any aspect.
Why don't y'all ever call when you say you're going to call?
Most times it's because we're not interested. Most men do not want to face that reality and say that to the woman. They'd rather just not call and hope she gets the hints.
Sometimes guys don't call because they're scared of rejection back.
Girls showing you that she's interested, and yet you have a fear of rejection. I don't get that.
He offered you his experience, his truth, and we challenged it. We questioned it, and not only questioned it, but questioned it with our attitude. One of the things we have to do is we have to believe that what they tell us is the truth as they know it in the moment.
Some men would hold back and call them because they want to be chased.
Are there any women out here that like to chase? We got to be careful with this, and this, and this. Because when you see this gentleman, what do you know?
The thing that's so interesting is exactly what Ayanla actually touched on with the woman who stood up with an attitude. All the time, men can scream from the rooftops, this is what we want, this is what we like, we don't want anything else, we only want this. And you'll have a group of women saying, well, why you only want that? You don't want nothing else in that? And you have other women saying, well, I can't give you that. I can only give you this. And you have the nerve to ask for that. Like, you will always hear the combative nature, but it's very rare that you hear women just listening and taking note. Like, okay, that's a tip I didn't know. With a lot of women, one of the biggest problems is their need to show and prove. And it stems from a lot of different reasons. Sometimes their childhood, the way that they were raised, the relationships that they've seen, their need for validation that turns into, I don't need anybody because they've never felt validated. There's a lot of reasons why. But a lot of women have this thing about them that they want to show everything that they know. Well, I know this, and what do you think? You know this? Because I know more than you. I know that. And it showed with this woman who stood up and felt the need to express, well, and try to make him feel dumb. Like, oh, well, it's showing you're interested and you don't want to call. Didn't the first guy just say that sometimes they don't call because they're not interested? You're thinking that maybe guys are not calling you back because of what the second guy said. That means that you clearly did not listen to what the first man said. Because in your mind, the way that you look, there's no way it could be because he's not interested in me. So it has to be a man that fears rejection. Come on. That's the thing. A lot of women are filled with ego. They're so egotistical that it's like they put a mask over their eyes. And because they think they're better than, greater than, everyone else, because they think that they're so top tier, they can't imagine that they might be doing things to mess up their chances with suitable men because the man is just not interested in them. Because he done sifted through the first date, the conversation, the texting, the phone call, and said, not you. Because you seem like you're going to give me a problem. And her standing up, she just proved it herself. She literally stood up and proved the reason why she might not be getting back phone calls. And it's the attitude. With majority of the women, it's the attitude. And that's just not just from what I'm saying. This is what men are saying. On a large scale. You have to learn how to deal with your counterpart. If you want to be with a man, you have to learn how to be soft. Not this soft girl era. Not this soft girl moment in time. For real. Like, for real, for real. Just like most people go on diets, instead of just changing their whole entire lifestyle, it's the same thing. Because people who go on diets easily revert back, binge eat, and gain all the way back. And then some. It's the same thing that when you try to modify a piece of your personality for a moment. Because you know it's temporary, you have like a ticking, waiting. Because this is not me for real. So you better not try me, because if you try me, it's gonna be a problem because it's not even really me like that. Same thing. It's the same thing. I could give even more reasons why men pull away in detail. Okay, she said rejection. He said not interested. Sometimes it's what you're showing him. A lot of women try to go out and try to show the man that they're, you know, they don't really need him like that. And so he's like, oh, all right, cool. She don't really seem like, which is a stem off of rejection, but we're going more in depth. And sometimes, like the guy said, they're not interested in you. They meet you, they get around you, and they don't like you. And a lot of times, they don't want to tell you that in front of you because they don't want to see you act a fool. They don't want to deal with the drama. And they don't want to answer the questions because they don't feel the need to. When women break up with a guy, or when women don't call a guy back, you don't see men like, oh, why don't women call us back? They just deal with it and move on. But women can't stand to be in the same seat that they put men in over and over again in any aspect. They can't stand to be in that vulnerable space that they constantly put men in over and over again. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. This video was actually sent to me from one of my subscribers. If you guys ever want to send me a video, you can always send it to me on my Instagram, which is at RIVAH_JORDON. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Love you.